Look, y'all, I'm from the country. Woo. I'm from the backwoods country. You hear me? I am happy to be on this stage. We are from the country. We made it. Everybody say, we made it.
We made it.
We need a little bit more energy from y'all because that was dry as hell. I'm not doing this with y'all today, all right? We came here to have a good time. Okay?
Yeah.
How y'all doing today? Everybody good? Can we please make some noise for Essence Fest? Can we please make some noise for these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women on this stage? Everything is still hella weak, and I'm going to keep coming for y'all. I want y'all to know. I'm going to keep coming for y'all, but we got to go. I have a limited time. How y'all doing today? I'm Adam McFarland. I am a tech and music executive. I am a strong black man, if you can't tell. I am a strong advocate and proponent of farming, ranching, and food. And lastly, I am happy to say I'm the moderator for this panel. And we are about to get in a really quick conversation about food from the source. Everybody say food from the source.
Food from the source.
Now, the source means so many different things to so many people. I'm not going to go very deeply into what it means to me because I'd like for you to first learn and hear from, first, Miss Madera Rogers Henry and Miss Dreka Gates. Now, I could read you their bio, but you're better off hearing it from them. So my first question for you all is, please tell us a little bit about your journey and how you landed on this stage. Either one of you can go first. Go for it, Dreka.
I'll go first. Okay. So I'm just pretty much on this lifelong journey of self-discovery, self-mastery, and really just being like the best version of myself, like authentically and unapologetically, okay? So that's just how I got here. I moved to our family farm we moved to our family farm back in early 2020 prior to COVID. And yeah, I got to commune with the land, and it was just giving, like, it was literally talking to me, y'all. I know it might sound a little crazy, but I was outside and it really just started talking to me. And I got into farming. I got into, being a caretaker for animals, and just all kinds of just amazing things. And it also gave me COVID actually gave me the time to launch my wellness brand, Dreka, which is where I share all of these tools and all of the things and the knowledge that I've gained throughout my journey. So that's why I'm here.
Amazing. And Miss Madera.
Okay. What's up, y'all? How you been?
And we family now. When she talking
family,
to y'all,
yeah,
y'all
I'm
better
just
talk
saying.
back.
So,
Try, Miss Madera, please.
look.
Miss Madera,
Let me
please.
tell you something.
Miss
This
Madera,
journey-
please.
what?
Can you please say hello to them again? Because they are disrespecting you, and I don't like it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's their fault, not yours.
What's up?
You're getting there.
Family, how are you? It is good to see you. It's been a long time since I've seen some of y'all. You know what I mean? So look, my journey's a little different. My husband, which is from New Orleans, I'm from Colorado, Brooklyn, and now New Orleans, was plant-based food. So plant-based food was something that was new to me because I was eating things like, really good things like, I won't even talk about it. But there were those things that some of us still eat. And so the journey was for my husband to say, look, there's another way to live. And so what happened after I started becoming plant-based, I got instructions, I kid you not, about creating jewelry from paper, earrings from paper, clothing that I sourced myself, wearing linen as much as I could. And then the next thing happened was this platform called the Recycle Challenge. And what I started asking people when I met them is, how are you recycling your trash? So I asked them to begin to look at creative ways, because I'm also an artist, that we could be recycle conscious as black folks. Because we are big buyers, but we're not big recyclers. Okay, I'm sorry, family. I'm also an elder, so today I'm speaking truth.
Yes, yes.
So what we do is we buy a lot. What we don't do is make a lot. We consume, we don't produce. So my journey from there to here was a husband from New Orleans, And now what I'm honored to say is that I get most of our food from locally sourced black folks, gardens, my neighbor down the street who brings me her stuff. You get where I'm going? How many people have gardens at their house? Look at that. And you know that ain't right. Just lie. How many people wish they had gardens at their homes? That's what I'm talking about. So that's my road to here. So I'm going to let it go back to Adam.
Perfect timing.
Okay.
All right. My next, and also just for context, I'm Adam from Shreveport, Louisiana. Is anybody here from Shreveport? Yeah. Yeah, we roll deep. But my family owns a cattle ranch, a Black Angus cattle ranch up in Shreveport. And one thing that I talk to people all the time, I currently live in Los Angeles, where how many of us like to eat?
No.
Right? It's black. It's fundamentally black to like to eat. Now, how many of us know where our food is coming from? Put your hands down, because you don't know. I'm joking, brother. I tell people all the time, it is extremely important for us to know. And the one way that we can guarantee you know is if it comes from something or someone local. The closer you are to the source, the closer you are in proximity to the creator and to the creation of things, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to truly benefit from it. I'd like to ask both of you, how important is it and why is it important for us to source our food locally, not just as consumers, but also from an environmental standpoint?
Yeah, so for me, if you guys ever like pass through Macomb or Summit, Mississippi, you'll probably find me on the side of the road dealing and purchasing like food from a local farmer. Like, this is what I do. I go there, I go my farm first. If I don't have it there, I'm gonna find somebody on the side of the road. If I don't find it there, then I'll go to the grocery store. But for me, it's really like, I get to actually talk to them. I get to ask them like, hey, like how, like what did you give, like, how did you grow this? You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, it also puts money back into the community. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping these people take care of their families at the end of the day. And also just really knowing like where your food comes from. And most of these people grow in living soil. They compost. They're not like, you know, spraying a bunch of chemicals and stuff on the food. Because what I've learned that even the food from the grocery stores that's clean and organic, a lot of it is nutritionless. Like, it lacks nutrition, like, severely. So even though it's a fruit or a vegetable, like, it's basically just like empty at the end of the day. Yeah, there's no, yeah. So yeah, I just think that, you know, the main thing for me is that you know where it's coming from. You know what went into it, so.
And I tend to agree with that. We support going to local markets every Thursday, every Tuesday, every Sunday. I have a neighbor, as I said before, who brings me every week something from her garden, whether it's cucumbers, bell peppers, whether it's lettuce, whether it's, what is the other? Eggplant,
Yeah.
whatever.
Tomatoes.
And we're going to use those. And so what you see with the benefits is that for myself personally, I'm over 60, I'm over 65.
21.
I'm over 65. And so I know I feel good, I look good, but I'm going to be better because I have a mother-in-law I've been cheating with. I have to tell you, I do cheat. So I've been eating some of her things just to get a feel of what it does to your body. What it does to your body is make your feet swollen. What it does to your body is it makes you feel addicted. Like when you eat a certain type of candy or fruit or veggies, that's not really a fruit and veggie, but it said is in the pack and you're eating it, you all of a sudden come really high and you can feel it, and then you come crash.
Yep.
That's how you know it is a processed sugar. Natural sugar doesn't do that. So what I've been doing is eating poorly so I can be able to understand why it tastes so good. And it's because there are things that are put in there specifically to rob us. It is to rob us of our intelligence, our coping mechanism, because we remember the reason we don't plant food is because how many of us have a negative memory of farming? See, everybody just did. Some people said plantation. Some people said slavery. Somebody else said plantation. Somebody said my mama's garden, right? We don't like knowing that we have a negative response to it. But if we don't start caretaking and growing our own, y'all, are you noticing food stores are running short on things?
Yes. Yes.
Have you gone to your source, like each week you go, they're kind of short in here. Every time I come in, that isn't there. That is the first signal. So if you don't have somebody that you can grow gardens with, I encourage you, find people that you can start doing this conversation with, because it will change how you look at your life and it will add years to your existence.
Absolutely. I want to shift the conversation a little bit. I think everyone's journey is uniquely theirs. Each one of you, as well as the people on stage, have a responsibility to do our job in terms of the education, gaining the knowledge, understanding exactly what Madera's talking about, understanding that there is an impact in terms of nutrition, and there is also an impact in terms of the challenge. By doing your job, you lessen the challenge. By doing our job, we increase the nutrition. It's a flywheel, it's a cycle. My next question is for you all. What are some challenges that exist for local farmers that the audience may not be aware of? And let's talk about what they can do to help alleviate some of those challenges.
Oh gosh. Well, see, I wasn't going to speak on that aspect of it. I was going to speak on the aspect of just like learning to flow with Mother Nature, because that has been something that I've struggled with, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it also teaches you how to flow with yourself and your own cycles. For men and women. I see you looking at me. I'm like, men go through cycles too, okay? But yes, learning to work with nature and not against it, learning to work with yourself and not against it. So yeah.
I love that.
I think what's happening, first of all, let's go back to that negative memory. We used to have over 10,000 black farms in the U.S. Right now, I think it's come down to something like under 5,000.
That point needs to land. You need to understand what that means.
Because if you think about it, when you go to Whole Foods, which everyone should know, it is not Whole Foods. Sorry. See, somebody heard me. Again, if you go to Whole Foods, be mindful, it is not Whole Foods. Just because it says it's so, your job is to know it's not. Because what we forget is that all of us want to be healthy, but when we go to Diet Cokes, it ain't nothing diet about that Coke. It takes more sugar to produce that diet product. So what's happening is we not in the picture again. Why? Again, remember that negative DNA, the negative memory. We don't want to be planting no food like my daddy did, because I ain't too good, and you're going to have on your false nails. And did I go there? I'm sorry. Look, y'all, let me get real here. In order to achieve this, you're going to have to change some habits. Okay? The habits are how we look at each other, how you spend with them.
Yes.
And you forget to spend with us. Grow your own, and they will buy from you. Did anybody hear that? If you grow your own, they will buy from you. Your neighbors will buy from you. Yes. If you have an abundance, you give it to your neighbors. Yes. Because that is what caretaking has to look like. The neighbor who comes and gives me her garden stuff doesn't ask me for money. And did I also say her family is also involved in the same HBCUs called Tuskegee and Grambling? Her forefathers started these two institutions.
Shout out to
who
HBCUs.
Still carries on the practice of giving it to the next neighbor. You see, we forgot something in this translation. Our translation about how we caretake each other, y'all know we look messy. We look messy. We don't even like each other most of the time. Huh?
We love y'all. I love y'all.
So if we can't like each other, find something that everybody will need from you, and it's food, and then you'll see how valuable of a commodity you will become. Because going to a store has to stop really soon, because if that guy gets in office who's already changing things, you hear what I'm just saying? We're getting ready to get in a time. If you haven't noticed, the laws are changing. It's been changing right before your eyes, and we're still going out and partying and forgetting. Warfare, spiritual warfare is happening right now. If you look at that guy running and that other guy running, they look the same.
She's preaching, y'all.
So what I'm saying to you, you have to be mindful that these black farmers that we are talking about who don't get a lot of support, they are black growers of poultry, chicken, beef, whatever it is. We've got to find them. If you don't know them, know them. It's not hard to find them in your community. Go back, find them. Take your food that you're throwing away in the trash and compost it. Start thinking about how you can become the change we need to see. Because it's not us. We don't have to educate them. We have to educate each other. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Just kidding.
I'll let you go. In the back, we had this whole conversation. I said, all right.
being nice.
When I started saying, I want you to reel it on back. But listen, we let you rock on that one because you was preaching.
Because it's real.
You was preaching. All right, I got one more question because they're going to kick us up out of here in 3 minutes, y'all.
They are.
We can do this all day long if you can't tell. My last question is this. It's the action. I always say compassion is God's compass to our action. And that deep inside of all of us, there's this need to find love, to walk in grace, but to live in faith. And I think that what this audience truly needs to hear from both of you, I know there is an element of holistic healing involved in the land. Our freedom will come through the land. Our wellness will come through the land. Can you please take us home, both of you, talking about the action that is needed on these people to understand and actualize their holistic healing through the land?
Well, I mean, I'll just say that, like, we are one at the end of the day with the land, with nature. Like, when we learn to tend to nature, to tend to the land, we learn to tend to ourselves. And also, when you're outside and you're communing with the land, someone told me this and I didn't believe it, but if you walk barefoot on your property, that land will actually start providing what you need nutritionally. Like, I kid you not, my property, it started growing garlic, wild garlic. And that shit just blew my mind, sorry. I'm like, damn, I do need to be consuming more garlic. But seriously, for those of you that don't farm or grow or garden or anything like that, just start small. Like, even if you live in an apartment, you have window sills, you might have like a small balcony or something like that. Like, you can grow little microgreens, herbs, rosemary, mint. I mean, there are small things that you can do. You can grow in a pot, tomatoes, potatoes. Just start small. And I mean, do what you can do. Ask your sister, cousin, neighbor, friend, whoever, to do what they can do, and you guys can trade, you guys can barter. Like, it's all about building a community, building your tribe. Like, we're supposed to be getting back to who we really are. Like, this is really what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? This is what we came from. We just have to remember and go back to that. So.
Ooh, I'm gonna stamp that one. This is where we came from. We just have to remember.
Yes.
So the memory is Meridian, Mississippi. My 98-year-old granny was tending the land. She didn't have an electric stove. She had a wood stove. She had a chicken coop. She had all of the kind of things. Actually, we didn't even go to Piggly Wiggly except once every other week in that summer.
They don't know nothing about the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, I know, but I had to give the memory. The memory is important. They're like, Piggly Wiggly. The memory is that our grannies, our great-great-great-grannies, our uncles, our whomever, someone you know does take care of the soil. If you don't, start, as she said, simple ways. Do it on your windowsill. Take the onion that you cut tonight, instead of throwing the end away, put it in dirt. Turn it and tend it. That amazing sweet potato you have, let it just sit for a couple of weeks. It'll start naturally growing. Plant it in the soil. You hear what I'm saying? These are simple things. Don't try to become Hercules when we are still Popeye. You see, we have to start. We have to take our steps. But the beauty behind this is if you believe you can do it, you can do it. And don't be thinking, and your nails and getting in the way. Remove that. Start remembering it's about getting back to the basics, y'all. Because if we don't do a movement, the laws are going to be not in our favor soon. You need to be mindful. So just caretake yourself. Start, as she said. I don't need to repeat what she said. You heard her. Y'all heard me earlier. I don't need to go there. It's taking your time to start with something, one thing. Go to your store, get something organic, plant it. You can do it. Any kind of thing.
Everybody raise your right hand. Say, I will do something.
Something.
All right. Look, this has been a phenomenal conversation. I want to stamp this just by first thanking both of these gorgeous and incredible women on this stage for giving us their time, for giving us their mind. I want to thank all of you for being here and having this conversation with us. This is the beginning of something, not the end of something. This is the beginning of something, not the end of something.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of something, not the end of something.
Yeah.
We're calling all of you out, each and every one of you. My father is a doctor and a pastor and a farmer. He started our farm 30 years ago. And now 30 years later, we have one of the largest black operations in America. Now listen. That didn't happen like that overnight. You hear me? What they're saying is very real. And I want you all to not remove yourself from this reality. Every one of you are a part of this reality. You now have the knowledge. Now we need you to go off and pursue your journey with vigor. My name is Adam McFarland. That's Madeira. That's Dreka. Thank y'all for coming.